Hello, race fans. Welcome to the final night of the Virtual Pennsylvania Speedweek. My name is Joe Donahue. It is a privilege to bring you the 6th of 6 tonight. This is Port Royal Speedway, virtually from the video game iRacing, and I'm going to fix some audio settings here. Actually, maybe I won't. I think it's okay. So, as I mentioned, we are here for the 6th race. It is the finale. It is championship night. Somebody will go home a champion from this evening's show. When we get to the end of the night, bear with us because we're going to take a little bit of extra time this evening compared to the last few to go through the championship order and try to get together a results list for you. We might just go straight off of iRacing, a little low budget action to get that. But in the meantime, practice is underway. We're doing hot laps. I think we have 23 cars entered for tonight's show. So once again, if nobody else joins in, there will be no B main. And we'll get to the end of tonight with this group and try to see who comes home champion. Some of the regulars out here, Mason Hannagan, once again, he is 2 for 4 so far in wins. He's gotten onto the podium every race that he had been up to last night, every race he had been in at that point. Last night didn't go so well for him. Ryan Scheidt is back. Tyler File has run the whole week. He's here. Chris Fritz, we saw him a second ago. Ken Baum Jr. is present again. He was not here last night. Jimmy Barr, as usual. I've actually met Jimmy Barr at this racetrack, so this is kind of cool. And, yeah, hot laps, as we mentioned. Saw a crash going on back there. We want to look at the points tally coming into the show tonight. So let's go ahead and bring up the information we've got. Your leader after last night's win, Trevor Royer, with 622 points over Mason Hannagan, who had a pretty unfortunate end to his evening. He ended up in 12th place, 603 points to his name. Not out of the picture, but definitely an uphill battle. He might be able to get up, you don't know, might be able to climb that hill mountain. Jac Young is third. Mr. Consistent has had some good performances, has yet to see a podium, but has been very strong, couple top fives. Ryan Scheidt in fourth, same deal, but he has been on the podium, actually. He's had some ups and downs. He's actually sort of just sitting on the racetrack right now. Nathan Davis has held on to a top 5 in points. He's got a bit of a buffer to Chris Fritz in 6th with 508. Tyler Schell with 490. He hasn't raced with us for a little while, so he's holding on to points he got from winning 2 races early on in this speed week. Alex Szerzynski had a tough night last night. Could have maybe been a little better, but 8th place in the points. Andrew May 9th with 432, and Jeremy Zarfos with 425 in 10th. Getting to every race is the first step in staying in the higher order of points, and all those guys were able to do so. With 23 tonight, they should be able to move past Tyler Schell. That group of them, and the top 10 should see somebody else spot into it at the very end of the week. So the first group of hot laps is out on the track. Still, there goes Mason Hannagan doing something. And it is the final night. Very fortunate to be here. Just want to make a quick shout out before we begin. I want to thank Jimmy Barr for bringing me on board with this. I want to thank the kind words of the Pennsylvania Posse iRacing group this whole week. The admins for giving me a little bit of power to make these broadcasts into something that was worth watching from how I see things, I guess. They let me bring my artistic side out to make it as good as I could, and I hope everybody enjoyed it. It's been a pleasure. I mean, we still got a night to go, but it's been very fun and connected, and I've enjoyed it a lot. I'm very grateful for the creative freedom and the outlet and the time, and they took a lot of the heavy lifting off to deal with all of the shit of drivers being goofy and the logistics and the timing and everything. So I just want to say thank you for everything to those guys, everybody here with the group that comes out to the races, but especially the admins and Jimmy for putting this on and letting me get in here. Thanks to the PA Posse iRacing Esports League, the Turn 2 Terribles, and Jeremy Zarfos Photography from their end, putting on the Virtual Speedweek. Thanks to Matt Faust on YouTube, 47 Technologies, and of course B-Blaze Vintage for being partnered up with me on my end to get this show out, to get all of these shows out, I should say. The loyalty of those who watch these videos and especially the live streams helps a ton. It's good to have a broadcast go out to people who actually want to watch it. So, I think we're ready to get the second group out onto the track. I'm pretty sure we have a bunch of guys who haven't gone out onto the track yet for hot laps. They do them in groups in this Discord. They like to set it up that the hot laps are grouped. It's more realistic. It matches sort of what you would expect if you showed up to this track in real life. If you were one of the real-life equivalents of the somewhat motionless PNG images floating around. There's more women in this shot than there normally are at Port Royal. But beautiful racetrack. Port Royal is a half-mile, which is kind of hard to believe for how sizable it really is. It looks much bigger than it is if it's a half-mile, because it, at least to me, seems like a lot bigger. It was built in 1938 as a horse racing track. It is located on the Juniata County Fairgrounds, and they host weekly racing. They do weekly late models and sprint cars. They have track championships for those machines. They host some big races. The Tuscarora 50, the World of Outlaws come into town, the Bob Weichert Memorial, all hosted here. Some very big names have won at this racetrack. Doug Wolfgang, Lance DeWeese, Keith Kaufman, Kerry Madsen won a race here. It was a phenomenal race here. And that list goes further. Those were just the immediate names that came into my mind. I wonder if Randy Hannagan raced here. I'm sure he did at some point. His son Mason is in the field tonight, a pro driver on iRacing, runs with the World of Outlaws League, and is one of the favorites to win the championship tonight. He's going to have to get around Trevor Royer, who is here. I saw him on the entry list. He is. And we're waiting. Still with 23, and that might be where we hold at a second. We're going to turn on some tunage real quick just to bide a little bit of time. We got about a minute before time trial starts, so we're going to get set up on our end, and we'll be back on the mic in just a second to get it going with you. So don't go anywhere. We got about a minute to go. Alrighty, race fans, we are ready to skip over and start qualifying for the final night of the Virtual Pennsylvania Speedweek. There are 23 drivers. There will be an OB main, 2 laps apiece to start things off. We've got a new name in the list by the looks of it, one Rook in there, and let's get it started hot. Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started hot. Let's get it started in here. All right, there's that. And the first car out on the track, funny enough, is the points leader. Let's grab that name off that list. Where is he? There he is. Ah, there we go. So driving the Ultimate Dirt TV, Tim Sims, Black Diamond Motorsports number 90. This is Trevor Royer. Trevor Royer, the championship leader coming into this race, won last time out at Lincoln, and he's on the clock ready to get things rolling. Trevor goes to the middle bottom through 1 and 2. Start things off. Down the back, shooting up to the high side. He's going to try to diamond in a little bit. Put the slap time up on the board. He is going to go at A 15.130 for Trevor Royer. Trevor Royer up to first place on the starting grid, at least to this point. Check the other driver on the list. Should be the main competitor of his in the PA Speedweek, Virtual PA Speedweek Championship. Second place in points, the NetTaxi.com Black Diamond Motorsports machine from Pittsboro, Indiana. Mason Hannagan, lap 2. He had a 15.339 to start. A 15.164 puts him in second as Royer's second lap goes better at a 15.130. Next car out on the racetrack. Coming to us from Gilbertsville in car number 20. This is the Inferno Motorsports machine of Austin Medea. Austin Medea ran with us last night. He took a few nights off to start off this second work week time frame of the 6 races and runs to the bottom side of the racetrack. M9 Motorsports on the wing. Carbon car with orange and blue highlights. He goes fourth quick on his opening lap as the other car out on track goes up to third. Let's see what we've got. Representing M9 Motorsports on the top as well. Inferno Motorsports on the side. The number 19 car. These are teammates. That's your teammate. This is Corey Kerstetter. Kerstetter goes to 15.325 on his second lap. Medea's second lap is slower, and it will not move him up. He stays P4. Next 2 cars out on the track. ABR setup shops. Ultimate Dirt TV, Tim Sims, and the Black Diamond Motorsports. Car number 91 out of Ohio. Yellow with purple. I keep saying it, but this car looks good. This is Ernie Williams Jr. Ernie Williams Jr. onto his opening lap here in the middle of turns 1 and 2. Williams probably should have a bit better running in his qualifying and his feature race results this week. They have not shown the true speed of this race car. He's had a lot of poor luck come through. As the other car out on track hails from York, and he's got it all wrong in turn 4. Representing B-Blaze Vintage and Runnings Racing's Designs, along with the Joe Donahue Gavin Car Auto Club, which is hilarious. This is my main man. Call him Robert B. Blazington. Call him Booby Balzer. A lot of people just call him Bobby Blazer. In car number 90, he rolls to stop. 15.5, 1, 2 is going to hold for him, and that's going to end his run, and Williams, I believe, is pulled in as well. Next 2 cars out on the racetrack. Let's start with the driver of the M&M Painting and Construction, Live Wire Customs, K1 Race Gear, Baps Paints, Jeremy Zarfos Photography, machine for the Brent Marks Racing Sim Team in the 25C out of Ontario, Ohio, Kevin Click. Click off turn 4. To the line, we'll see what kind of a lap time he puts in. A 15.339 puts him to 4th place. It's actually 3.38. Timing and scoring, doing its thing. Another Brent Marks Racing Sim Team car out on the racetrack. Representing Bedford in the High Performance Lubricants, M&M Painting and Construction, DK Bumpers, Jeremy Zarfos Photography, Baps Paints, Live Wire Customs 31, Andrew May pulls off. He goes P3 on his second lap. Nice run for Andrew May. Next duo out on track, starting off with the number 10 car. Driving the Totally Tempted, Tim Sims Ultimate Dirt TV, number 10 for Black Diamond Motorsports. This is Ryan Scheidt. Ryan Scheidt's been having ups and downs this week, but not too shabby, and a slick-looking race car. Car number 10 out of turn number 4. First lap in, takes him with a 15.158 to second quick. Will he go faster on the second lap? Let's see. As he comes through 3 and 4, we're going to check in with the other driver out on the racetrack right now, representing the Brent Marks Racing Sim Team, Jeremy Zarfos Photography, Fredericksburg Eagle Hotel, Turn 2 Terribles, M&M Painting and Construction on the side of the number 19. For Brent Marks Racing Sim Team, I already said that, Jeremy Zarfos. Jeremy Zarfos with a run to put him in 9th. Next car's out on track. He drives like he's sponsored by beer, because he is. The Coors Banquet, Glenn's Hot Wings, number 76, representing New Jersey. Blech. This is James Tenorelli, a.k.a. Jim Tortellini, or Jim Spaghetti. Spaghetti into turns 3 and 4. Paint by Tuna Can. Let's see what his first lap time looks like. Tenorelli past the stripe into turn 1 again. Lap number 2 starts him off. Lap number 1 goes 15.534. He goes 11th quick out of 11. Tenorelli around 3 and 4 again. Not sure who's the other car supposed to be out on track right now. Oh, good, figured out who it is. As Tenorelli finishes his second lap, let's check out the other car on the track right now. 10 early move to 10. This is the 9J with Bob Root Ford on it, as well as a couple other sponsors. Can't read quickly. Jaden Bingaman has joined the ranks for his first time of Speedweek. His only time of Speedweek as well. Next duo out on the track starts with the Dollar Store Sheldon Haudenschild car, who Sheldon allegedly had a pretty serious crash this evening to start off the Eldor Million. If anybody has any information about that, that'd be great. This is Tyler Isley. Tyler Isley in car 17. He rounds turns 3 and 4 to get his first full-timed lap in. And he's going to go 14th quick out of 14. 13th quick out of 14 is the driver of the number 22K from Newville, Pennsylvania, the Take-Two Motorsports First Watch Turn 2 Terribles machine. And he's skipping out of the session, having connection issues, is Ken Baum Jr. Good-looking race car. He just junked it coming into the pits. But he puts it 14th out of 14. Isley moved up to P12, the 15.534 on his second lap. Next duo out on the racetrack. Let's see who's out on the racetrack. It is going to be, we'll start him off, with the AXS Rowdy Energy, number 76, Bryson Haw. Bryson Haw been here every night this week, driving white, black, and lime on it through turns 3 and 4. And into turns 1 and 2 again, he goes 15.542, goes 13th quick. Other car out on the racetrack right now. We could jump to him driving the Hyper Racing Letterworks Hoosier Tire, number 94 out of Allentown. This is Tyler File. Tyler File 11th on his first lap. We'll check out the second lap here along with this machine. As to the inside of the racetrack, Haw goes P9 on his second lap. Does File go better? File goes slower. So he stays P12. Next duo. We'll start with car number 23. Has had some very solid performances and had some unfortunate luck come his way during this speed week. Not sure why we're taking it so slow. Here we go. Velocity Sim Sports, Tim Sims, Black Diamond Motorsports, Ultimate Dirt TV on the side of the number 23. Alex Szerzynski. Alex Szerzynski in the blue chrome with yellow highlights. Number 23 car. Oh, thank you, Jaden, for the explanation of your sponsors. I will put that in when you're back out on track. Thank you, sir. Make sure you're watching the car when you're driving, not the stream. But appreciate the viewership. Alex Szerzynski goes P6 with his first lap. Other guy out on track right now. I thought we were going to see this one, but we did not. We saw... Who was it? It was just Szerzynski. Christopher Lynn. Here we are. Apply. Bang. Oh, we got a wreck. Turn 2 Terribles. Jeremy's Art Photography, number 32 out of Mechanicsburg. Christopher Lynn, unfortunately, got into the wall there on his qualifying lap. I think he called it there. Driving the 10N out of Thomasville. Maxim Racing, Babs Paints. Jeremy's Arfos Photography, Fredericksburg Eagle Hotel. On the side of this one, this is Jac Young. Jac Young, a.k.a. the Asian Sensation, goes P5 on his first-time lap. Other car out on the track, we saw a brief instance of him driving the Zemco-esque number 518 as we watched Young come across the line. The 518 is Joseph Grandy. Good-looking race car. Unfortunately, hasn't had a ton of luck so far this week, but a fourth quickest lap time puts him in a good spot for the rest of tonight's program. Next setup on the racetrack starts with the car number 65 out of Newark, Delaware. Not Delaware, Newark. That's not a thing. Is the 65, Chris Fritz. Chris Fritz in the 65. Chris Fritz has been with us all week. He's been very solid the whole way through. He's had some good runs. Consistent, a name that I would call him. First lap time, 15.228, goes to 5th place. Not a bad time at all for Chris Fritz. We'll see if he can go better on his second lap, but we'll check in with the driver out of Indiana, the Ultimate Dirt TV, Tim Sims. I can only imagine this is a Black Diamond Motorsports car, and it is. This is Nathan Davis, who's been running okay in the top 5 in points. He ends up P10 with his second lap in the book. And you wouldn't believe it, but just as we cut away from him, Chris Fritz put up the quick time of the session at a 15.126. Amazing stuff to start off the night with the car 65. Next two are the last two. We start with car number 15. Actually, he's coming a little slow. Let's see if the other car's a little further along. Oh, hell yeah, he is. Driving in the number 12 car, representing Danville, Pennsylvania. Turn 2 Terribles, Jim Barr Seamless Guttering, Jeremy Zarfos Photography, P. Posse iRacing, and Paints by Tunican on this machine is Jimmy Barr. Jimmy Barr puts up his first time, goes 14th quick. A little quicker on the second lap, maybe? No. And where's the other guy? There he goes for the Brent Marks Racing Sim Team, Fredericksburg Eagle Hotel. Jeremy Zarfos Photography, Baps Paints on car number 15. This is Michael Sheridan. Michael Sheridan with the first lap in on the books. His first lap on the track must have gotten invalidated because he only got that one time in a 15.440, puts up 18th quick. And that's the end of qualifying. Your top 10 from qualifying goes Chris Fritz, Trevor Royer, Ryan Scheidt, Mason Hannagan, Joseph Grandy, Andrew May, Jac Young, Kevin Click, Alex Rzinski, and Nathan Davis rounds it out. So 23 cars are actually 24. Somebody joined, so we've got a full field tonight. No B main, but we still have a full field. Good on us. Good for Port Royal, too. This track is well-deserving of a full field of cars for a feature race. And they're going to get the skip ahead here. In just a second, we will see the first group of 8 set up for their heat race of the night. 8 cars, 8 laps, 3 times over. We have 3 heat races on the docket tonight. And let's check out the starting lineup for the first one. Starting from pole with the invert will be the number 1X out of Pittsburgh, Indiana. The NetTaxi.com machine is Mason Hannagan. Starting to his outside for the Brent Marks Racing Sim Team, Baps Paints, Maxim Chassis, Fredericksburg Eagle Hotel. Out of Thomasville, it's Jac Young, the Asian sensation. Starting third with the invert there, the Black Diamond Motorsports number 36 car is going to be Nathan Davis. And starting from fourth, the quick time of the night from Delaware is Chris Fritz. Starting from 5th place, Inferno Motorsports and M9 on the side of the number 20 car. That's Austin Medea out of Gilbertsville. And Jeremy Zarfos from Windsor in the Brent Marks Racing Sim Team. Turn 2 Terribles, Jeremy Zarfos Photography, Fredericksburg Eagle Hotel, Baps Paints, M&M Painting and Construction Machine. Jeremy Zarfos from P6. 7th from Allentown, the Hyper Racing Hoosier Tires. Letterworks car is Tyler File, white with a little bit of gray and light blue accent. And rolling off from the tail out of Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania, as some people say Pennsylvania in Lebanon County. Driving the Turn 2 Terribles, Jeremy Zarfos Photography Machine. The 32 is Christopher Lynn. And that's the 8 for the first heat race of the night. So they're lined up. We are still waiting on Christopher Lynn to join into the group. I don't know if we're going to see it. That's a tough break. Maybe a no-show from Christopher Lynn. Something might have happened there. Making us wait for it, too. They just like to tease us a little bit. Guess while we have a moment, we'll make another shout-out to Jeremy Zarfos Photography and the Turn 2 Terribles for putting this show on for us. And we're rolling. We're trying to roll. There we go. Inverted, ready. Mason Hannagan and Jac Young starting aside each other. 2 very fast race cars. Nathan Davis and Chris Fritz, also 2 fast race cars, starting 3rd and 4th. Austin Medea and Jeremy Zarfos, 5th and 6th. Tyler File will go all on his lonesome in the 7th position. But he gets to choose where he wants to start on the racetrack, and that's a benefit to him. And here we go. You're out of here. Through 3 and 4, the first green flag of the night will be shown to these guys. 8 laps, 7 cars for the first heat race. Green flag is out. Let's get it. Medea made a good start of things. Gets around Jac Young into turn 3. out of the corner. Mason Hannagan's going to lead the lap. Davis and Young making a battle out of second place. Everybody goes to the feature. We don't have enough cars for a B main tonight, so don't wreck your car yet. Running the middle of the racetrack, still a little tacky there. More or less a train race, even though Nathan Davis and Jac Young are having a nice battle about it. Chris Fritz and Jeremy Zarfos are actually having a good time at this, too. Tyler File moves backwards, and something might have happened to that car. He's got a little bit of a gap. Zarfos tries to diamond off of the corner. It sort of gives him momentum. I don't think it really worked. Mason Hannagan leading the way. Nathan Davis, Jac Young, Chris Fritz, Jeremy Zarfos. Davis is strong. Look out for Davis halfway through the heat race. It goes Black Diamond Motorsports, Brent Marks Racing Sim Team. I think Chris Fritz is a lone wolf. Brent Marks Racing Sim Team, Inferno Motorsports, and then I believe Tyler File is also a lone wolf. We will have 2 to go at the stripe for Mason Hannagan. He has led the whole way here. He's got about a car length lead over Davis, who goes higher on the racetrack. Will the momentum help him at all? It does not look like it just yet. Trying to work in the facility a little bit to give us some good passing later in the night, but for the moment, we're going to have a single file run. We'll check back quickly. There's a bit of a gap separating between Chris Fritz and Jeremy Zarfos between 4th and 5th place as Mason Hannagan will see the white flag this time. One more time around. Hannagan down the back chute as long as nothing goes horribly wrong here. He's got it pretty much in the bag. Jac Young trying to make a send for second place out of the final turn. It goes Hannagan to the line for the win over Nathan Davis, Jac Young, Chris Fritz, and Jeremy Zarfos. That's your top 5 with Medea and File making the end of the first heat race of the night. And let's go ahead and bring the second group to you for heat racing action. Starting on the pole from the invert. It's going to be out of New York. That's Zemco-esque, number 518. That's Joseph Grandy. Starting from second in the 25C in Ontario, Ohio representative. That's Kevin Click. Starting from third with that invert will be the Inferno Motorsports M9 Motorsports, number 19 of Corey Kerstetter. Starting from fourth, the fastest of this group, Trevor Royer, out of Pennsylvania in the UDTV Tim Sims car. Jimmy Barr will go from P5 out of Danville. And P6 will be the Jersey driver, the Jersey jerk. I guess that's a thing. It's like a World War II thing. James Tenorelli. From York, Booby Balzer in the number 90 car. And rounding them out, we'll give you the full read. In the 9J, the Northridge Mechanical, Bob Ruth Ford Bing Motors machine from Carlisle. This is Jaden Bingaman in the 9J out of Carlisle. Nice. All right. 8 cars, 8 laps. Let's get it. Sun's going down, temperature's dropping, no smoke, let's go. Joseph Grandy with a huge jump. They all work through turns 1 and 2 safely. We're watching Tenorelli here. He's P6, go up to the leader. Single file train. Ooh, Kerstetter getting a little goofy here. Jimmy Barr might have an opportunity. He's looking. The paint by tuna can on the inside. Battle's going on in front of him with Kevin Click and Trevor Royer. Royer's got to try to equal the points that Mason Hannagan got for this heat race, although heat race points are not very important in the Speedweek formatting, but every point counts. Whoa, a little bit of a slider there. Click gets woed up. Loses a little bit of time to Royer. Now Royer going to see if he can try to catch up to Joseph Grandy as we're coming to the halfway point of this heat race at the stripe. A bit of the wall for Kevin Click in third place. He hangs on to it. And Grandy coming along strong. There's Click. Saw him hit the wall a bit. Jimmy Barr still hustling Kerstetter. They're catching Kevin, though. This is starting to be a battle for third, fourth, and fifth places. Little dip in for Corey Kerstetter. Kevin Click right there. Jimmy Barr also in the picture. 3 to go. Kerstetter looks like, oh, Click in the wall hard. Hard in the wall, and I'm sure there's damage from that as he drops quickly to the tail of this grouping. Jimmy Barr trying to make a pass on Corey Kerstetter. This has become an adopted battle for third place. As the white flag comes out next time, Kevin Click is all out of whack. Tough deal for him. As to the white flag, Joseph Grandy, who we haven't checked in on in a minute. Jimmy Barr makes that pass work, and Grandy coming out of turn 2 on the final time around. Less than a half mile, about a quarter to go from here. To the stripe. A little bit of luck comes his way. Maybe it's got something to do with that Zemco paint. Joseph Grandy wins heat race number 2. Trevor Royer ends up P2. Jimmy Barr holds on to Kerstetter for P3. And fourth is going to be, or excuse me, actually went the other way around. Kerstetter got Barr back at the line, and he will go to third. Jimmy Barr fourth. Tenerelli, Click, Bingaman, and Blazer. That is the final running order of heat race number 2. And now we go into the starting grid for the final heat race of the night. Starting from pole with the invert from Bedford, the Brent Marks Racing Sim team number 31 of Andrew May. Starting to his outside will be the Black Diamond Motorsports number 23 of Alex Szerzynski. Starting from third place in Ohio representative. He should be at the Eldora Million. Why not? But he's here with us. We actually appreciate that. The ABR Setup Shop's Black Diamond Motorsports number 91 is Ernie Williams Jr. Starting from fourth, the fastest driver in this group, in the number 10 car for Black Diamond Motorsports, Ryan Scheidt. Starting from fifth, AXS and Rowdy Energy on it. The number 76 car is Bryson Haw. Starting sixth place will be the 15 car representing Brent Marks Racing Sim team. That's Michael Sheridan. Starting from seventh, Tyler Isley, an Ohio representative in the number 17 car, all black. And Ken Baum Jr. will roll from the tail out of Newville, Pennsylvania. So, to Andrew May, you're in control. 8 more laps before we set him loose for warm-up and feature, but to get there, we got to do this first, and Andrew May makes a quick start of things. And Ernie Williams Jr. showing speed right off the bat. Michael Sheridan gets loose at the back end of this one. Let's check in with him quickly. He's racing with Scheidt and Isley. Scheidt trying to make some time up on Bryson Haw. Ooh, getting squeezed to the wall a little bit there. Alec, oh, Lord, look out. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Damn. Let's check a replay of this one. What happened to Ernie Williams Jr.? Yep, one too far. Let's go live. 1, 2. All right. Oh, he was loose. Loosey-goosey. Contact with Andrew May, unfortunately, and he got the front end knocked out of it, and he had no control, and he hit the wall, and he just goes rolling back up across the racetrack. Fortunately, everybody's close enough together. One more time. How about it? Fortunately, everybody's close enough together on the racetrack that we don't have, by the time everybody gets past him to go up to top, he doesn't hit anyone. But what an unfortunate deal. Just a little loose. Driving like he's sponsored by a beer. Give him a get well soon balloon and a pack of Newports. He'll probably be all right. So he's on the pit lane. Andrew May is on the pit lane. Alex Szerzynski will adopt the lead of this heat race. Yeehaw. Got the horses in the back here. Let's get it going. 1 to go this time, please. Unless maybe we're waiting on these guys. I don't think so. There's a lot of damage to those cars. I don't think they're going to get that repaired. So we started with 8. We are down to, I thought it was 6. Ken Baum Jr. is in the pits as well. Not sure why. Was not involved in that accident. Must have had his own deal. He is actually a lap down, so he would have had his own deal happen. 3 laps. Going to be done when we hit the stripe on the restart. Are we going to get a restart? Is that ever going to happen? These cars are too damaged. And it's a heat race, and there's no B main. It's just like, let's get it. Lights are out. That means we're going to go green this time. I wore my Buc-ee's socks today. Everybody liked that. There's a girl I work with from Texas. She thought that was pretty cool. Big fan of Buc-ee's. If anybody ever gives me Buc-ee's stuff, I will probably give you a big hug. Maybe even a little more. Who knows? Green flag coming out. Alex Szerzynski going to lead us back. And let's get it. 6 times around for 5 cars. So Szerzynski leads. Bryson Haw running second. Nice run for him. This is shaping up pretty well for the 76 car. Ryan Scheidt was gifted a couple positions. That's good points. He needed that for the championship. Szerzynski capitalizing. Isley and Sheridan run 4th and 5th behind them as the halfway point comes along for this heat race. Nice shot from above the wall in turns 1 and 2. Up top in 3 and 4 as well. That's the Port Royal way right there. Maybe a little battle. Sheridan gets around Isley. Will Isley try to come back at him? Sends it on the bottom side. It does not work. Sheridan gets around into 4th place. 2 to go at the stripe for Alex Szerzynski for Black Diamond Motorsports, leading the way, hitting the wall twice. Ooh, Bryson Haw with the run. That's a pass for the lead. Does the car have it underneath? It's still for Szerzynski. Will he send it underneath? He tries. Slide job incoming. Slider. No, he gives him a lane. He needed that lane, and he gave it to him. White flag out this time. Szerzynski made the pass. Goes up almost into the wall again. Bryson Haw trying to stay low, give him space, but Szerzynski a little bit all over the place. Way low for Haw. He slides up the middle. Will Szerzynski go underneath to the line? It's going to be Alex Szerzynski. A drag race back to the stripe puts Haw back to second. Alex Szerzynski wins the heat race. The final heat race of Pennsylvania Speedweek virtual shows. Hopefully the feature is just as good as that last heat race was at the end. So what we're going to do now is wait. The guys will have one quick buzz session for a warm-up. There will be probably a quick piece of reconnaissance from the officials, and then we will go to the A main. Had to send a message to the official of the series here quickly as the cars are rolling. And the final warm-up session of Virtual Speedweek is underway. The beautiful town of Port Royal in the background. Darkness has come on down for us. There's Jaden Bingaman, only car in this race that has not raced yet this week. The 9J from Carlisle, following the number 23 car, who won his heat race. Excuse me. Goodness gracious. Good thing this isn't really that official. There's Andrew May and Tyler File wrecking into each other on a warm-up. That's phenomenal. Oh, and Chris Fritz just barely avoids that. Watch the times come up on the board here, and we'll just chill out and listen to some race cars. Let me actually, you know what I can do? It's time for Fox Crank It Up. All right, I think that's good on the Crank It Up. Let's check the times quick. Nathan Davis has gone fastest. Ken Baum Jr. getting close. Oh, just as I say it, Bryson Haw goes fastest. That might be a bit of a surprise. It's taken all week to get up to the top of the board like this. He had a great run in that heat race. He almost won it. Came down to a last lap battle and a drag race that he ended up losing. But that's just for the starting positions of the feature. Plenty of time left for all of these guys to do something. And what we're going to do now, as I think it worked well last night, what we're going to do is just wait on the field to start rolling, and then we will check out the starting lineup with the redraw. There's a redraw for the fastest transfer, which means the fastest driver from each heat race, and the heat race winners. They will start first through sixth, but they're randomly drawing for their positions, so we'll have to see how they line up once everybody's out on the racetrack. One of those guys will be the fastest driver in qualifying, which was the number 90 of Trevor Royer. He's right there. Alex Rzinski in front of him will also be a part of that. Mason Hannagan, Joseph Grandy will. The rest of the field will probably stay in the same order they're in pretty much. Why don't we go tail to front? We'll start at 24th. Driving the first watch, Jeremy Zarfos Photography Project 022K out of, gotta check it, Newville, is Ken Baum Jr. Starting 23rd. He drives out of York, the B-Blaze Vintage Runnings Racing's design number 90, that's Bobby Blazer. Starting 22nd in the Turn 2 Terribles, PA Posse iRacing, Jeremy Zarfos Photography paints by Tunicana Machine. That is Christopher Lynn, and starting 21st is Ernie Williams Jr., the ABR Setup Shop's Black Diamond Motorsports number 91, out of Ohio. Jaden Bingaman out of Carlisle rolls off 20th. He will go with the 9J car, and starting 19th is going to be Tyler File in the Hyper Racing Letterworks and Hoosier Tire number 94 from Allentown. From Bedford, I almost said Jeremy May. That's hilarious. Andrew May from 18th, the big unit, starting 17th, going to be the Ontario, Ohio native of Kevin Click. Starting 16th, Austin Medea in the number 20 for M9 Motorsports and Inferno Motorsports. 15th on the grid will be Tyler Isley in the 17 car. Starting 14th will be James Tenorelli on the outside line in the 76, and then Jeremy Zarfos will start ahead of him in 13th. 12th for Michael Sheridan in the number 15 M&M Painting and Construction BAPS Paints Machine. And then Jimmy Barr in front of him with the Turn 2 Terribles. Jim Barr, Seamless Guttering, number 12, out of Danville. Chris Fritz will be up front actually on the pole. Then this guy's got in front of them Nathan Davis and Jac Young in row 4. Row 3's got Grandy and Scheidt aside each other. You've got Trevor Royer in 4th, Alex Rzinski 3rd, 2nd, Mason Hannagan in 1st. The pole sitter brings us to the green. Chris Fritz brings us to 30 laps, and we're underway. Move off of this camera angle. Mason Hannagan trying to hustle Chris Fritz for the lead early. Fritz led the first lap. Hannagan slide job through 3 and 4. He will get it. And to the line, will Chris be able to cross it over? No, he will not. Fritz goes to second. Mason Hannagan takes over the race lead. Trevor Royer right there in the picture as well in the middle of the racetrack. He's staying within reach of a championship right now. That's all he's got to do. To the inside he goes. Little bit early in the night to be running that car so hard. Trevor, he wants to slide in line maybe. Gonna let it go. Stays in 3rd place past the stripe. Mason Hannagan still leading. Royer trying to get Chris Fritz here. And he moves into that spot. He does so. Stuff going on all over the racetrack. Big battles around the place. But Jimmy Barr right here. Oh, Jac Young got it all wrong. Jac Young, watch out. Bryson Hall, evasive action. He gets clear. We stay green. No trouble there. Christopher Lynn had a poor start. He's at the tail of the field. Oh, contact. Big crash. Oh, we got cars flipping. Violent crash. Oh, we got him still upside down. Oh, and we're still wrecking into him, too. Oh, no. And that first car I saw flipping, at least, was Nathan Davis. I wonder if Bobby Blazer got a piece of that. I know Medea did. I can see the damage on that car. Damn. All right. Replay. Here we go. Okay, so that's the bobble from Jac Young. We saw that happen. It bunches Davis, Grandy, and Barr up a little bit. But the problem comes from turn 2. So Davis, actually Straczynski gets in the wall. Davis gets in the wall. Grandy, too much momentum in the middle of the corner. Spins Davis. Bryson Haw, Corey Kerstetter, they have nowhere to go. Sheridan gets involved. Contact there. He goes for a ride. The big ride goes to Bryson Haw, flipping violently right there. And then as they all slide in, Christopher Lynn does not get woed down. He runs into the back of Jaden Bingaman and James Tenorelli. They both get tangled up. Fairly significant damage to those cars. Why don't we go for Bryson Haw? Let's try a Bryson Haw. Do we do it? Yeah, screw it. It's the last night. Let's try this camera angle. I'm not sure if this is going to work, but we'll try it. Nowhere to go. That happened quickly, and now this is a gyro cam, so you can only imagine what this actually looks like. Woo, I'm getting dizzy watching this. Okay. And we're planted. There we go. What a tough break. What a tough break for Bryson Haw. Literally talking about the good run he was having. Might have jinxed it. I would feel bad about that one. That was a good run going for the 76 car. Tonight could have been a really good turnaround for him to end out the week. Oh, well. It looks like it took 4 cars off the tail of the grid. Maybe... No, only 3. Medea rejoins the racetrack. And the green flag's coming out. Oh, it is 4. Sheridan's down in there, too. Oh, well, green flag comes back out. We've got 5 laps down. Let's get it back underway. Mason Hannagan leads quite easily over Trevor Royer here. Field comes past us. And contact, and Jaden Bingaman is in the wall again. Is this going to be a yellow? Nope. Single car accident. We stay green. And Mason Hannagan coming off the corner. He's got company in the form of Trevor Royer. Could say it more like Blake Anderson did. Yellow's out. I'm assuming that is for... And it is going to be for... Maybe this is actually... this might actually go to Austin Medea. Let's just check a replay quick. We saw the contact with Medea and Bingaman. Although Tenorelli's down there. I don't know. Let's give it a go with Chris Lynn. Is the yellow out at this point? Yes, the yellow comes out at this point. So it will be... I don't know why Christopher Lynn was in the pits. He didn't... I don't know. Maybe the car's just got too much damage on it. We've lost a lot of cars in this race. I think we're down to... Let's give it a second to see how many cars. 19, 18, 17. I think we got 16. We have 16 cars left on the racetrack. That's a third of them gone. And we're not even halfway in. We're a quarter of the way in. Hope the broadcast quality is good for everybody. I always have like a side stream going so I can make sure everything's going okay. And I always run it at a really low quality. Run it at 360p. I do that so that I don't kill the Wi-Fi, kill the internet, but I don't want it to... I don't know. I just hope that it's... everybody's enjoying. I think you can stream it. I set it to. It should be able to be doing 1080p right now if you want it. Although I don't know if that's a limit set by... Let's check that. There might be a limit set by YouTube. No? You can run 1080p on this if you haven't already. If you didn't know that, you can watch the Virtual PA Speedweek round out in 1080p. And here comes the field to start up the final roundabout of that yellow. Hopefully the last yellow. Green flag's back out for Mason Hannagan. Chris Fritz and Ryan Scheidt. Good restart for Scheidt. Making a move on Chris Fritz, looking for third place, and he's got it. Hannagan is untouchable right now. Jimmy Barr doing a good job. He's running in 7th place. Barr running in the middle of the racetrack. Williams and Jac Young running behind him. That's a battle for 8th place. Maybe a battle for 7th not too long if Jac Young keeps that run up on Jimmy Barr. Grandy's there in front of those guys. Now I think Jac Young hit the wall a bit. Battle going on with Szerzynski and Fritz for 4th. Szerzynski moves past. Black Diamond Motorsports to the front. All 4 of the top cars are the Black Diamond Motorsports guys. And let's try it again with that Blake Anderson. Mason Hannagan, you've got company in the form of Trevor Royer. And with a slide job to the lead, crossover from Hannagan. Off the wall, Trevor Royer does not lead the lap, but he was close. Hannigan's going to slide from the bottom to the top of the racetrack. Trevor Royer going to try to get a run back down the back chute. Into 3 and 4, a bit too much of a difference between Hannagan. Oh, and he hits the wall. Oh, and he hits the wall again. Oh, not good at all for Mason Hannagan. It's Trevor Royer to the inside. Royer's the championship leader. Hannagan is in 2nd. If Royer wins the race, it's a guarantee. He is the champion. Mason Hannagan, I believe he is far enough back that if he wins, it's still going to go to Trevor Royer if he finishes P2. So let's see what happens. Slide job again from Royer. Hannagan with a run on the bottom. Does the momentum come back? Momentum from the top did not get back in line enough. Trevor Royer with an under move on Mason Hannagan. Slide job again through 1 and 2. We are switching sliders. We are eating it White Castle. Plenty of sliders. Give me a 12-pack. Halfway done. Trevor Royer's your race leader. Ryan Scheidt still P3. Alex Szerzynski still P4. Big gap has jumped between Szerzynski and Chris Fritz. Another Black Diamond Motorsports car looking to get into the top 5. And Ernie Williams Jr. Slider, plants it. He gets 5th. Down the front stretch, Chris Fritz comes back at him. Yellow flags are out. And this one's going to be for Bobby Blazer facing the wrong direction in turn number 2. Bobby and I stand down there. So that's kind of fun. We can check a replay back. I'm sure Bobby's going to love that. Cars don't turn. To the left. Replay. Might have been out of shot. Ooh, Tyler Files involved. Let's try one more time on Files' end. Tyler File following Bobby Blazer. Now, this is a thing. iRacing does this. We'll come back to it. Bobby missed the entrance to the corner by the looks of it, and then File comes around, nowhere to go. They make contact. Bobby tried to get it back up and going, and then Tyler File, not too bad, not too good either. Bobby ended up getting it pointed the right direction. He's on the lead lap still. File came into the pits and is back out on the racetrack. All right. So Trevor Royer had a nice lead. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 for Black Diamond Motorsports. I wouldn't be surprised if Ernie Williams Jr. makes a move here soon. Actually, you know what? Let's go check it out. Green flags are back out. Let's go racing. Halfway done. Here's Williams looking at Jac Young in the 10N out of Thomasville. Chris Fritz from Delaware gets turned to a little bit haywire. And Ernie Williams Jr. on the inside. 3 wide into the corner. Slider. Can he go 2 for 1 in turn 3? Yes! Ernie Williams Jr. makes that one stick. Grandy got passed by Barr. And now Barr's getting hustled by him and the number 31 of Andrew May. Black Diamond Motorsports leads very confidently over the rest of them. Jac Young in the picture, though. And back to your leaders. Hannagan can't quite touch Trevor Royer. Into the corner. Szerzynski, huge slider. Crossover from Ryan Scheidt. Drag strip down the front chute. Scheidt to the bottom. Will he slide up or stay low? Szerzynski tries to pin him from the top. And it does work. Into turn number 3. Once again, Alex Szerzynski in the lead. Ryan Scheidt down low. Off the corner. Huge momentum to the 23 car. And he jumps back out in front. 10 to go at the stripe. For Trevor Royer as Mason Hannagan's coming back at him. Did Royer save any of that tire? Did Mason Hannagan save any of that tire? He's gotten into the wall a few times. Szerzynski's out of charge. He said, I'm going for broke now. trying to send it in, and he does, actually. Mason Hannagan leaves a lane because he doesn't get the slider in time. Big trouble back here. Jac Young spoiling the Black Diamond party. He's past Scheidt, going for Ernie Williams. That would be 4th place if he could get it. Ooh, not a good corner for Trevor Royer. Hannagan with the momentum from the inside, and he's to the lead. Slide job, crossover. Royer to the bottom. 7 to go at the stripe, and Mason Hannagan's back into the lead. Now Royer looking at him. Slide job, maybe incoming, leaves a lane. Double file. No. Royer to the way bottom. Slide job. Hannagan crossover. And back to the lead. What a battle. The two main drivers of this championship fighting it out for the win. All in from the both of them. We saw Bobby Blazer pull off the racetrack. He's going to call it for the night. Contact with the wall. That time for Royer. 5 laps around. File a lapped car on the bottom of the racetrack. Does kind of mess up the line a little bit, but nothing too major for Trevor Royer. Watching from afar now. The gap is 0.3 of a second. Out of the corner, it jumps up to 0.5 of a second. Royer's thrown to the top. Big crash into the wall for Royer. How did he knock the top wing off? Nope, that was lag from iRacing. It's all good. But he lost a ton of time to Mason Hannagan. Strzezinski is now into the clutches, and this is pretty important for the championship. The number of points splitting Hannagan and Royer, while it did go up to start the night, now contact from Strzezinski, who's just plain faster than Trevor Royer. 2 to go at the stripe. What does Royer have for Strzezinski? Back to the bottom at the stripe. He's got that position. Defend second with your life, Trevor. You want that championship. That's what you got to do. Ernie Williams Jr., maybe. I doubt he's within reach. But maybe. Mason Hannagan has gotten it cleared and away as the white flag comes out. He's trying to get his 3rd win out of 6 on the week. But can he win the Speedweek championship? One more time around for Mason Hannagan. Down the back straightaway. Into 3 and 4. He's got a lapped car coming in front of him. Christopher Lynn staying out of his way. And through turn 4 for the final time. Your winner tonight is Mason Hannagan. And to the stripe, Trevor Royer holds on to 2nd over Alex Strzezinski. And that should do it. Unofficially, we'll have to check. Is he the championship winner? It was a hell of a job to hold on to that spot. How about Mason Hannagan? He put all the effort he could into getting that run together tonight. Just a little bit short on that championship, I'm afraid, but that's just based off of coming into the night. We don't know for sure. We'll have to wait and check out what happened. The first thing we're going to do, though, is let these drivers come around to the front of the racetrack, and we will get to talk to the top 3. Here comes Hannagan through the darkness. Jac Young pulling in for the night. What a stellar performance this week for Jac Young. This Virtual Speedweek has gone very well for him. Very consistent, some really good runs. And into Victorian Signs Victory Lane rolls number 1X. Let's check our cameras. That's an okay angle. That's a good angle. That's the angle I want. Nice. Let's just stop it right there. We'll give these guys a minute to get out of the cars, get settled in, maybe get ready for this interview process. And I don't know if we can check it. You're going to see iRacing come up on the screen here. iRacing coming up on the screen. And I'll move this over here so you don't have to see that anymore. This is how I'm going to go quickly check if the standings are official. Here is a quick look at how the points were coming into tonight. 622, 603 were the difference. That's about 20 points between Trevor Royer and Mason Hannagan. Pulling them in. And, all right, let's go ahead and talk to our race winner tonight. Going to sit aside him. Another victory, a stellar performance. Mason Hannagan, we got a copy.
Yes, sir.
All right, Mason. Well, that was a hell of a drive, and your teammate Trevor made a pretty good show out of it, I would say.
Yeah, I felt like that race was probably one of the best all week. I felt like there in the middle when he passed me, I felt like it was kind of race over. But I went to searching and searched and finally found something there. Um, through 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 everybody I think was kind of the same. But I finally found something through 1 and 2 and I felt like he started to slip and I just kind of pedaled it, and I got to him, and I knew it was going to be a war. I didn't know how long I'd last, and I didn't know if we'd both end up out of it alive or not. But no, it was fun, man. Hopefully I got enough for the championship. I don't know yet, but we'll see here in a little bit.
Yeah, the points tally was a little bit. It was a bit much to. Well, actually, you know what? The difference between points in first and second is 125 and 100. So
Yeah,
we'll have to
I'm
see.
not sure. So
We'll have to
especially
see.
after qualifying and all that, I don't know. It qualified in, I think fourth there, and just didn't feel good. And only thing that kind of saved me for the night was the redraw and able to hang on for the heat win. And yeah, man, it was really good speed week. Um, Team did a hell of a job tonight, and I think we definitely lack here a little bit. It just took us through the night to get rolling. I feel like, and by the end of the night, I think we had it figured out.
Well, tell me about this whole speed week in general. I mean, you won what 3 races. Your team did a pretty good job of sweeping podiums. Tell me what fun it is, how maybe gratifying it is to be a part of a team like Black Diamond that puts up so many good cars that you guys are basically wiping the top 3 every night.
Yeah, it's fun. We work together as a team, night in, night out, and we're able to bounce ideas off each other and just get better. And I think that's what kind of happened tonight. We just worked as a team and just got there a little better. And yeah, man, it's been real fun, and looking forward to the upcoming bigger races like the National Open, all that. So yeah, we'll see.
Absolutely. And Mason, I believe we've got it in. I just got the word from the officials here that you have indeed won the Virtual PA Speedweek Championship, brother. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a battle, man. After last night, it was just kind of tough. I didn't know how far we'd be behind. I knew we'd be behind, but I didn't know how far we'd be behind. And last night was frustrating, but I knew tonight we just had to come back out in a straight head and make sure head's on a swivel too. So yeah, no, it was real fun tonight, and glad to battle it out with Trevor there. Man, we always have good races, and it was really fun. So glad to battle it out with him, and glad to pick up a PA Speedweek championship.
Absolutely, Mason. Congratulations. And yeah, it was fun to watch, too. It was a great time. It was great content to show everybody and show off your skills. Who do you want to thank one last time here? You won tonight. You won Speed Week. You had a hell of a performance the whole time. Anybody you want to shout out or make mention of before we set you free to celebrate?
Yeah, for sure. I can't thank everybody on Black Diamond. Every individual one: Trevor, Alec, Ernie, Ryan, Nate, Josh, John. Even though he didn't show up tonight, John. And yeah, I just can't thank the boys enough. It's been a really fun time over the past 3 years, and I think it'll be good here. So I can't thank them boys enough. Velocity Race Designs, Tim Sims, UDTV, and everybody at PA Posse, and you for broadcasting it. And yeah, it was a hell of a week.
Absolutely, it was. Congratulations again, Mason.
Thank you.
And Mason, your champion, Mason Hannagan, your champion, and your winner tonight in that nettaxi.com 1X. Phenomenal performance from him. And a guy who deserves a lot of praise and credit as well is going to be the driver who comes home P2. Trevor Royer, Joe Donahue, you got a copy here, brother.
Yep, I got you, Joe.
Well, Trevor, 1 spot short tonight, and it ended up being 1 spot short for the championship, too. You ended up P2 tonight and in the Speed Week, but, overall, it looks like I'd say that's an absolute win, as the Hulk called it.
I mean, first off, I just want to say Cedar Lake. If that would have gone differently, it wouldn't. I think I would have had it, but regardless, I had a feeling before the race even started, before we even went into the lobby tonight, I had a feeling it was going to be whoever won that race between me and Mason was going to end up with the championship. And I was 100% correct on it. And I put up a good fight. I took the lead from him there, like middle of the race, and I felt pretty good. And his car came back to life, and then I plugged it in the fence trying to run him down, and then I ended up fighting my other teammate Alec for second there at the end. But nothing to hang my head on. Mason's one of the best in the game, Pro Series driver. So anytime I can have be on his pace is a win in my book.
Well, yeah, tell me about that pace, because you were there have been some nights where Mason Hannagan has come out and just obliterated the field, and tonight was not one of those nights. Tonight was very strong for you. Talk about the car you brought into Port Royal tonight, because Mason mentioned himself, he felt like this is a racetrack you guys, he felt what aren't as strong at, but the results kind of speak otherwise.
Yeah, I last week I ran Turn 2 Terrible's 360 race there, and kind of went with a similar setup I ran in that race. I knew like the 410 and 360, they transfer over fairly well. You have to do a couple things to the 410 to get it feeling right, but I just went off of that and just made it a little tighter, made sure I had enough wing in it. I wanted to save tires tonight. I know that's been like my issue at the end of some of these races, but man, I needed to be out in the lead. You know what I mean? And maybe I killed my tires a little too much there at the end. I don't know. Maybe Mason just had a little more pace than me, but I still felt good all race. After I plugged the wall, it still didn't feel bad, honestly. Just came up a little bit short.
Well, you hit that wall pretty hard, so it's good to hear that, but it looked like it kind of stunted it stunted that lap, but glad it didn't really kill the car for you. Trevor, at the end of the road here, P2 tonight, you got a win this week. That was good. You got some good podiums. Some luck went your way, and some luck kind of slapped you across the face. But overall, can you summarize sort of what this Speed Week has meant to you, maybe developmentally, things you could learn from it, things that you thought went well, any sort of something you can take out of this Speed Week?
Oh yeah, the PA, this virtual PA Speed Week that we run every year, like it's something I always look forward to running if I'm not out of town. Like I know a lot of people went out for the Eldora Million tonight, and because I didn't go, I was able to run this week. Finished second last year, and this is one thing that I really want to get out of the PA Posse League. But competition's stout. I felt like I had speed at every track we went to. Even when I was getting late pill draws, I was still qualifying pretty good, which is normally a weakness for me. So I felt like I was qualifying good. I nearly had quick time tonight. Chris Fritz laid down a banger there at the end and took it from me. But overall, I want to say congrats to Mason Hannagan. He missed a race and he still ended up winning points. So that's impressive in itself. And a teammate, I knew he was going to race me clean, and we had a hell of a fight for the lead there for a couple laps. So just try to take the positives out of this. I know I didn't win it, but goddamn close. So
Darn tootin' you did. Well, congratulations, Trevor, for getting through the week and everything you accomplished. Who do you want to thank and shout out here on the broadcast one last time?
Yeah, my team, Black Diamond Motorsports, we were rolling pretty good this whole PA Speed Week, which is nice to see. Ultimate Dirt TV, 19 Designs, Tim's Dirt Track Simulators. I know Tim has his trailer out at Eldora. So if you're listening and you're out there, go run some laps on the iRacing sim. You, Joe, for putting on the broadcast all week. I know I've heard nothing but good things from everybody that's been running all week and just hearing your commentary. So awesome job. To Jimmy for putting this on. I know dealing with all of us is a headache sometimes, but he puts up with all our shenanigans and runs a really good league. A lot of fast guys in here, and everybody watching. I hope me and Mason were able to put on a good finale for everybody.
I definitely think you did. Thank you for those kind words to everyone, Trevor. Congratulations once again on being at the very high end of the points order in these races. And yeah, hope you enjoyed it. And thank you for coming out every night.
Yeah, thank you, Joe. Appreciate it.
And that is very well spoken. Maybe a little defeat in that voice, but still holding his chin high from Trevor Royer. We got the final driver from the podium. We will talk to him quickly, and then we will, since he's not the third place driver in the championship, we'll bring in the third place driver in the championship, and then we'll round out our broadcast tonight. So we've got Alex Rosinski in the booth. Alec, this is Joe Donahue. Do you got a copy?
Yeah, you got me.
Yep, got you loud and clear, Alec. Well, that was a pretty fun race from the get-go, and you had a little bit of work cut out for you to get up there. You ended up getting close to Trevor at the end of it, but Mason and Trevor were more or less in a league of their own, and the rest of the cars out on track, you were one of the fastest out there from that group.
Yeah, I kind of struggled the first 5 laps there. I just balled it up on the right rear every time I'd get mid-corner, so I didn't know what it was going to be like. I was honestly just going to pull off if I continued doing it because I'm no point in just causing a caution because of my stupidity. And thankfully, I was able just to adjust it with the wing a little bit and got it freed up just enough to where, it wouldn't just ball up and I could maintain the car under load. But once it was to that point, I was so far back that I just started saving my tires, hoping, that they'd get into a battle like they did. And I was just hoping the caution would come out with like 6 to go. It's at that point, I knew I could get the middle rolling there on the short run, and I thought I could have a good shot at him. I reeled Trevor in, but obviously, it's not the guy I want to reel in. I want to reel in the leader too. But it's part of racing, and I podiumed decent amount this week. I stepped on it yesterday. I don't know what happened. I kind of feel bad about it still, but you live and you learn, and obviously I know what to do next time. That's not embarrass myself on a restart leading. So. Good speed week though. I enjoyed it, and I got some good points, and I contended with some of the best guys in the sim right now, and BDM once again is top 4, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely had a lot of speed this week, Alec, and some luck came your way, and some luck didn't this week overall. Can you just kind of give us a good summary? I know you kind of did there, but what do you take out of a week like this? What do you learn from it? What do you look at as the goods and the bads when you come out and run races like this and have good cars and have good luck and have bad luck and have nights with some damage and whatnot? Like what does this mean to you and your sim racing, what you do with your sim racing and what you do moving forward with the car?
Yeah, I made some tweaks on it tonight. I didn't. I ran in the set that I've pretty much started a lot of my nights off with, and I adjusted it a little bit differently this time. And I think it's not something I want to continue using because it wasn't really that good. But once the track got a little slickened up, I felt a lot better there, and it wasn't carrying the right rear too hard. But there's a lot of things I can take away from it, though. I was past Mason twice this week, which is something that not a lot of people say they can do. And I led a lot of laps against him, and obviously there's 2 nights there where I shoulda, coulda, woulda say I was gonna win those races if cautions didn't come out with 4 to go. It just seemed like that repeating thing when I was leading, but that's part of racing. I can't control that. And Mason's someone that he's not scared to go out and search, and he's gonna make me work for it every inch on the track. And overall, it's not easy when you got all these guys and so many different competitive guys. And I just think with this build, we started off with a clear slate and didn't look at any of the old setups or anything like that, and we started with something fresh. And I think we hit on something pretty early here. I feel like our entire team can go and contend against the best guys in the sim. And so it's pretty awesome. It's the respect that gets given here is cool, and just the atmosphere. A lot of the guys are just we're all here to have fun at the end of the day. And the only thing about me is I'm a sort of loser. I'm not having fun unless I'm winning. So obviously I want to continue doing better and getting better, but I think I learned a lot tonight with saving my tire and kind of drifting off of the top and going to run different lines, because that's something that I need to work on is sometimes just get in line and settle and be patient, and then when the time comes, go and search. So I'm trying to get better with that, and overall I just want to continue finishing races. it's hard to finish races sometimes because you push it so hard against all these fast guys. So it's not easy, but overall it's been a fun week, and I'm already looking forward to next year's.
Same here. It's been a fun time watching you out there on the track too, Alec. You really did put on a good show for everybody who comes out to watch these races. Who do you want to thank and shout out here? You got a third place. Had a pretty solid speed week. One last time on the broadcast. Anybody you got to make some noise for?
Yeah, I gotta thank everyone at Black Diamond. Nate Davis specifically, he built a piece of a setup here, and Brett Wheeler Ultimate Dirt TV, Ross Corinta Velocity Race Design, Tim Nichols at Tim Dirt Track Simulators, Alex Zach Ron's Reps and Tint, Nate Davis is Totally Tinted and EPI, and everyone that puts on the posse, everyone that puts up with the bullshit every week. It's fun, and I always look forward to my Tuesdays and Thursdays to shoot the shit with these guys and go and tear up some PA posse drivers.
That's right. Love to hear it, Alec. Well, congratulations on the third place tonight. Congratulations on being part of it. It was really a good time to have you out on the track. So we'll be looking forward to next year with you.
Yes, sir. You have a good one, and thank you for the broadcast and everyone that tuned out. I hope you guys got to watch that good battle between Mason and Trevor. That was pretty cool from my seat, so hopefully it was good up top.
Oh, it definitely was, Alec. Thank you, sir, and a good one. Pleasant adieu to you.
Yep, you have a good one.
And that is your third place driver, Alex Rzinski. We'll jump the camera back onto Mason Hannagan here. We're going to go ahead and bring in the driver who ended up P3 in the championship. He is not pictured on the track right now, but with a very consistent week. I've got Jac Young with me. Jac, you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Yes, Jac Young, you are third place in the championship, my man. You didn't ever sneak onto a podium, but you had a couple top fives throughout this week. Consistency seems to get you where you needed to go.
Yeah, whenever you can be consistent with such a high competition level as Black Diamond and just constantly run top fives with them, it pays off really well. I was really looking forward to get a podium in both Lincoln races, but it didn't happen. But hey, that's okay. I finished podium and Speed Week points, so that's all I really. It just makes up for it.
Yeah, tell me about what it's like for you. So Black Diamond was pretty close to untouchable this week. Tyler Schell was able to put up some numbers, but in terms of, especially with your own Brent Marks team and everybody else in general, I mean, you were pretty much the guy who could at least get close and contend with them. Tell me what kind of work you had to put into that, how much effort it took to be able to contend with a group who was dominating so well.
Yeah, it seems like Black Diamond's got to really figure it out with this new update. They're just like what you said, they're just so untouchable right now. I don't know. Like I said, I think the key was just keeping a cool head and just being really consistent throughout the whole night. Try not to get in any wrecks and just be clean and consistent.
And tell me what this Speed Week means to you and what a third place in this Speed Week means to you. You're a Pennsylvania Posse guy. You've driven race cars. You've been a part of this group and the iRacing PA Posse for a while. It's a big deal for you guys. I know it's something that a lot of work goes into. Talk about what does it mean to be a part of it, and what does it mean to be a part of the top three at the end?
I was really looking forward to my main goal this Speed Week was just get a top five because I finished 6th last year. I was in 4th, I believe, and then I fell back to 6th in the last race. So that was kind of a bummer. So I was just really looking forward to getting 5th. Getting 3rd, like I said, with this type of competition, it really gives you a confidence boost. Because like I said, Black Diamond is just so hard to beat right now with this new update, and it just shows that consistency really pays off instead of podiums and falling back some other nights. You just got to be consistent, man.
It seems like you do because it evidently worked out for you. Jac, we want to congratulate you on that third place run and just for being a part of this Speed Week. It's a good thing to have drivers who come out for every night like you did. Who do you have to thank and shout out? Anybody you want to make mention of on the broadcast here as we round out the end of what has been a pretty exciting and beautiful 6 races?
Yeah, first and foremost, I'd like to give a shout out to Brent Marks Sim Team, obviously. they gave me the opportunity this year, like in around January, to run with them, and it just felt really amazing just to, I guess, represent Brent Marks, but also be in a high level team as Brent Marks Sim team. And I gotta thank his sponsors too, Battery Boys, M&M Paint Construction, Lavar Customs, High Performance Lubricants, Wolfrun Landscapes, Jeremy Zarfos Photography, K1 Race Gear, Babs Paints, and gotta give a shout out to DK Bumpers as well. Why not? Just to give Dakota and Andy a tug.
Well, very nice. Jack, congratulations again. Good run from the 10N car this week. And yeah, we'll be looking forward to see if maybe we'll get 1 or maybe 2 spots better next year in the championship. Who knows?
Yep, hopefully. Oh, and also, sorry, I almost forgot you. Thank you for you did a great job with this broadcast, man. I was really impressed with you. So yeah, great job. I look forward to seeing you more.
Yes, thank
honestly.
you. Appreciate that, Jack. We'll be back and fire in on all 8 cylinders, and hopefully you will be too, sir.
Yep, thank you very much.
And that is Jac Young, 3rd place in the championship. Tonight with the 10N car, had never broken in and gotten an interview, so that was the first time we got him up in the booth. So a very nice little surprise. I wouldn't say surprise because he was very consistent. What we're going to go ahead and do really quickly, let me just pop up the final order from the race. Mason Hannagan, Trevor Royer, Alex Rosinski, we talked to them. Ernie Williams Jr. 4th. Jac Young ended up P5. Then it's Andrew May, Jeremy Zarfos. They're also with the Brent Marks Racing Sim team. Jimmy Barr 8th. Ryan Scheidt 9th. Ken Baum Jr. finished in 10th. Then it was Joseph Grandy, Chris Fritz, Tyler Isley, Austin Medea, Chris Lynn, Tyler File, Bobby Blazer, Kevin Click, Jaden Bingaman, and Nathan Davis. Then at the very end of it was Bryson Haw and Corey Kerstetter. We actually missed in that order Mr. Tenorelli and Michael Sheridan, I think, or we missed some people there because there were 24 cars, but I don't know why timing and scoring's messed up. That's a story for another time. Wanted to get that in quickly because we have a couple more guys we want to bring up into the booth with us to round out this broadcast, and they're going to be the main guys from the PA Posse iRacing Discord. So I'm going to bring in the curators of the competition for this week. We're going to have Jimmy Barr and Christopher Lynn join us. I've got Jimmy on the mic. I think I got Chris in here too. I got a copy. I got a copy from the both of them. All right, let's start with you, Jimmy. It's the end of the week. You did run every night. Chris was here as well, and you guys do an excellent job of curating a very competitive and exciting group of cars. Tell me about what this really means to you to run this Speed Week and to have it as successful as it is.
Yeah, it's been getting bigger and bigger every year. I've been in this league for almost 4 or 5 years now, and been able to be involved in a lot. We had 51 different drivers show up this week and enter a race, so that's pretty cool. And we don't just open it up to anybody. You got to have somebody vouch for you. We try to keep the group tight. We don't want, no offense to anybody else, but if we don't know how you drive and everything, we're not gonna just let you in. So you kind of have to do like a trial period or have someone vouch for you or be from Pennsylvania, basically. So to have 51 people come in with a lot of pro drivers or borderline pro drivers, guys that should be pro, and it just makes the whole league better. There's a lot of real life drivers in here, and it's just a really cool group of people, and everybody gets better together, and hopefully it was a good show for everybody that was watching.
Yeah, maybe, Chris, you could expand on that, too, from your own perspective, sort of what has gone into everything here, and talking on behalf of the other admins, what's gone into the back end of making this show work out.
It's a lot. So, I mean, this community here is great. I got lucky when I first started sim racing that George brought me to this league, and here we are, and it's kind of grown from there. But there's a lot, when you're talking about 40, 50 car fields, whatever it is, for our National Open, which is coming up in October, or Speed Weeks, we all get along for the most part, but there's so many new guys, so many good guys that you have to kind of, juggle. It's just tough, but it's a lot behind the scenes that George Wood does a tremendous job of doing. and he does it his way as far as, hey, you're in or you're out. And Jimmy and I, and a lot of it, I mean, honestly, it's Jimmy. He's carried that torch for George, and I appreciate them both for doing that. And we have, obviously Jeremy with us, but it's crazy what goes on behind the scenes. There's a lot that people don't realize. So
Very kind and strong words. It definitely, coming into this, I had been fortunate to meet Jimmy at Port Royal one time. I was introduced to him by a goofball named Bobby Blazer, and it was just cool. The idea, admittedly, I had an idea myself to do a virtual speed week, especially when they released Lincoln. It was like, Jesus, we got all these racetracks from Pennsylvania in this game. We got to do something with it. But the work that has gone into it over years from you guys
Right.
definitely shows that it takes a lot to get to this point, even to have 24 cars, 23 cars showing up at the end of the week, which is when the numbers kind of fall. But it definitely speaks wonders to the community you guys have, the motivation you guys have put into actually making it happen, the dedication to make it happen, the money to do this. I mean, iRacing is not a cheap way to spend your time. It's a little cheaper than driving a real race car, but at the end of it, maybe not by that much. And it's showing a really great thing that has come to fruition for you guys. Jeremy Zarfos has also joined the broadcast booth here. I want to make sure we give everybody their second. So I'll ask you, Jeremy, the same thing. This whole week, it represents more than just a bunch of goofballs sitting behind a computer screen every night of the week. It represents something that we're very proud of in Pennsylvania. It's a part of the culture of where we're all from. We've spent a lot of time at racetracks running into each other, and this is just another way for us to enjoy it as a community and as a group, and for you guys to put it on must mean a lot.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's fun before I really got involved in the league from sort of an admin point of view, it was fun to just be a part of it, to race it, and to race as many as I can. And I was fortunate to win it, I don't know, last year, the year before, and beat Trevor Royer actually by a couple points. But to see what it actually did this year actually impressed me the most with the car counts. There's timing in play there with the state of iRacing and the update and the build, and there's some leagues that have fallen off the map a little bit. So, typically this time of year we would be competing with some leagues throughout the week that guys had committed to. So we were fortunate to pick up a lot of those guys, and there's a couple big teams within iRacing right now that are pretty close. The Brent Mark Sim team, Elbows Up Sim team, and the Black Diamond team. We've all raced together for a lot of years. So those guys kind of coming in and participating too really boosted the car counts that we would see over a weekly show. So it was fun to see those guys come in and be a part of it, even if they could do, a few of them to all of them. And really an outsider took the top two spots, I think. I don't know who was third, but no, it was fun to come together and put this together and try to strategize which tracks. And it got easier now that we had Lincoln, for sure. That filled in a gap that we were trying to simulate other tracks for those tracks. And the rainouts helped, really. So we got to keep it as accurate as we could for the races we had. And shout out for sure, Joe. Thank you so much for offering your time and services to do this for us. And like I said earlier in private chat, you're on a short list of people I'd recommend to hire to do this stuff. So thank you so much for what you've done and kept it as professional as you can with a bunch of goofballs like us. We try our damnedest to not be professional, but you definitely added that level of it for us. So thank you.
Well, thank you guys for that. I appreciate it. I appreciate the place to kind of have some creative freedom to do broadcasts sort of in a style I like, but also to bring what you guys put together. You guys want to mimic the realism of Speed Week. You mimic the time trials. You even mimic the hot laps. I mean, who does that except Pennsylvanians, and this is Pennsylvania Speed Week. It's a very important thing for me in my year. I love the Indy 500 and I love PA Speed Week. Those are my two meccas of the year. And it is an honor to represent virtual Pennsylvania Speed Week and bring that to the world, be the place to show it off. So I really do appreciate being a part of it. Thank you for letting me be a part of it. And it has been very fun. I'm looking forward to doing it again, and I hope that it met everybody, to you guys especially, but also to everybody who watched along. I hope it met the expectations and brought the content to everyone at a level that was high. I do want to give you guys one more round here with the open mic on the broadcast. If there's anything else, I'll start with Jimmy since I started with him the first time around. Just anything else you want to throw out there, any other thanks or mentions you guys feel necessary for this broadcast as we have now rounded out the week and crowned a champion and run 6 races and had a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, definitely, like Jeremy said, thank you because you did an amazing job putting this on and broadcasting it a little bit. We got, this is kind of where we start kicking off into our month of money and stuff like that. There's some bigger races later in the year, so hopefully we could do something else again as we get deeper into the season. And I think George, he's the one that started this whole group, the catalyst, and then, the community that's kind of formed around it. It's not just iRacing. We all, know each other in real life. We've all met and hang out in real life. So, that really is, it's a really cool thing. And just for everybody coming out and, that's really it.
Anything from you, Chris?
Oh, for sure. I mean, Jimmy kind of touched on it there, but something that I thought of, like this league, when I got brought into it, I was just a guy that loved racing and loved Williams Grove, and here we are now 2.5 years later. Some of my best friends I've met at the track, I think that's what sets this league apart, this Discord apart. Like, there's a lot of chaos out there, but these guys I've met, hung out with, went the NASCAR races or whatever it was, and it's just been great. Like, building those relationships with guys that love racing and love sprint car racing, and especially here in Central Pennsylvania. So that's what this league is built around, and I appreciate George for bringing me in, and you for kind of trying to showcase that. Like, we're a bunch of goofballs, that's a fact, but that's the draw for me that makes me love it.
I would agree with that 100%. And Jeremy, last but not least?
No, man. Thank George and everybody putting us on, Chris and Jimmy, and it's all a little bit of shared work, and between everybody picks up their little part here and there, and mostly Jimmy and George for sure. So always thank them, not just Speed Week, but all year long. I mean, this is we do this all year long in some form or fashion. We've had spring off leagues that we do after other nights. We have the Turn 2 Terribles 360s going on right now, obviously sponsored by the podcast. And then, we do winter series, we do rain out series, and guys always show up. So we have a good time with it. Again, thanks, Joe. Thanks, Chris and Jimmy, for hanging out. And that's all I got. Appreciate you guys.
Absolutely. Well, appreciate you three coming on here, having some kind words at the end of it. It's really has been a pleasure to work with all of you, and looking forward to continuing that forward this year and into next year. This was really fun. Hopefully the rain and the Canadian hotboxing will subside, and we can have a little bit more full of a Speed Week next time.
For sure.
So
honestly, I'm gonna say I'm kind of glad it was only 6 nights, because we've done 10 before, and it's a lot more grueling. So I felt like 6 was kind of perfect for us.
6 was good. This was a year in the real one. This was the first year that I committed with a friend of mine to go to all of them. So it was kind of a bummer because we had committed a lot of money to going to all 10 and ended up only getting 6. And I drove back and forth to Port Royal 4 times to see one race. That was not super fun, but
no.
All in all, yeah, I do agree. It makes it a little less grueling. But maybe next time we'll make ourselves hate ourselves a little more.
Oh, yeah.
Doubt it, but it's fun anyway.
Word. Well, thank you all again, and we'll round out this broadcast quickly with got the top 20 in points. First was Mason Hannagan, Trevor Royer second, then Jac Young, Ryan Scheidt, Alex Rzinski, Chris Fritz, Nathan Davis, Andrew May, Jeremy Zarfos, Tyler Schell, that's the top 10. Ernie Williams Jr., Jimmy Barr, Ken Baum Jr., Tyler File, William Hobart, Kevin Click, Dave Smeal Jr., Bryson Haw, Aiden Bierlein, and Michael Sheridan. That's the top 20. From everybody with the virtual PA Speed Week, the virtual PA Posse, I'm Joe Donahue from the iRacing Discord, from Turn 2 Terribles, Jeremy Zarfos Photography, B Blaze Vintage, Matt Faust on YouTube, and 47 Technologies. It's been an honor to be here with everyone. We hope you have a pleasant evening, a great weekend. Go to the dirt tracks, support your local tracks, and we will see you back on the channel in not too long. Don't forget to reach out if you have any questions about this group and what we can do in 2023 or 2024. But until then, take it easy. Joe Donahue signing off.